Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Goodness, had some technical difficulties. I there was a huge update, I guess, in the streaming platform that I'm using and doing, and it didn't like something, I don't know, but it was having a very difficult time trying to get everything up and running. But it's up and running now, and we should be good to go. So I do apologize for all of that and for the delay. Goodness, it's still not asking me for stuff. Okay. Well, anyways, goodness gracious. So many changes, so many things. All right. So the first thing I need to do is put this up because I was watching something here. And I think, yeah, I'm going to have to bring I had to make changes to everything now, so give me just a minute because I had to shut everything down. I didn't even get everything. I didn't get everything saved either, and I made some adjustments to a few things. Now I got to figure out what all those are again. So give me just a second. I apologize. I feel like I am kind of all over the place at the moment. Definitely not my intention to be all over the place. So we have that. And that was down here, right? Well, this isn't even. Interesting. Did I not put it on the right bar? Okay. Well, nope. It's still the same thing. Interesting. 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 And I think I need to adjust this again. Like I said, I do apologize for being so late. Changes to the platform and all sorts of stuff happening all at one time. But I am here now. I'm getting everything all set up again. And I will be with everybody here just shortly. So here's this, here's the pullback. And now I don't have any. What is going on? They were here and now they're gone. 77, 5. It should be 477, 440s, 480s. Yeah, it should be in here. And it's not. Because that's the pullback. And I know it was right down here into this area. So let's go ahead and put that one there. And now I want to come forward. And now we're starting to trade through it. So it is here. It's just not an unfair highs anymore. But it's this little area right here. And now we're starting to trade below it. There it is right there. Perfect. Okay. All right. I'm good now. Let me go ahead and save this. So hopefully this doesn't occur again. And now we should be good to go. Okay. Let me bring this up real quick. Bring this across. And do this whole screen. Just so we can see the time and date of this. There. Okay. Good. Now, if anybody has any questions with that, I can show them. Let me see here. I don't understand what it's doing. I'm not even 100% sure that I'm live right now. These changes are crazy. Let's see, let's just go ahead and sign up this way. I don't need another app, just... Okay. Now let's see. Yes. Wait. The commands are gone now. Okay. Well, that's not good. But what I can do, though, starting today, I can go like this, copy a code. Perfect. Yes. All right. Let me see. Give me one more second. I do apologize. OBS and SE Live. All right. Well, at least some of the bugs seem to be worked out. I don't know if anybody's here. I'm able to put information here into the chat now, which is a good thing. Looks like I'm on TikTok. It looks like I'm got multi-chat going on. I think I'm operating cleanly, but I'm not sure. So we're just gonna have to find out if anybody comes in. Um, one more thing I'm trying to do here is I don't know if this is going to break it. We're going to find out. Did I just break something? I hope not, but it's possible. Let's go ahead and close that for now. It's not working. Let's make sure that I'm still... Okay, yeah. Looks like I'm good to go. All right. Well, okay, good. You're in. Can you hear me? They seem to be working fine. Well, like if I do it, nothing happens. So I don't understand. Does it pop up for you when I do it in your chat? So, okay, you can hear me. Okay, so I'm getting an error when I do. I'll show you the error that I'm getting on my side if I have to do that. It's on a Nightbot error. Here, Sushi. I feel so bad. It's like I'm doing um my messages are not reaching the Discord chat. Good to know. Well, that's just dumb. They might be going to Discord. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Seems to be some issues on my side because I mean, we just had a ton of updates, I guess, here with OBS and SE Live, which kind of makes sense because I was having issues. But I think right now I might be doing a dual feed like I was before into Twitch. So I don't know if that's true or not. I think it's possible. Yeah, you got the socials and stuff. Yeah, you're good. Mine's not. And then, of course, my chat's not showing up when I enter things either. So, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to have to just go along with this. I missed my short setup here, though. So rude. But today was a good day, 3,300 in revenue. Not too shabby. All right. Well, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you. Sorry for being a mess. I'm not so sure if anybody else is even in here right now. I don't know if anybody's talking or anything like that, but you got into the live stream, so I must be live. I must be working somewhere. Okay, so the messages are going to Twitch. All right. I somehow need to fix that because I don't want Twitch to be I want YouTube to and showing default canvas is YouTube. So I don't know why Twitch is because it's I don't know. We end as always. Hey, Maddie, how's it going? Welcome. I'm having all sorts of technical difficulties here. OBS and the software I use, Live SE, made a bunch of changes as I was going to come in and go live at 2, and um, it's taken me a second. So yeah, we're live. We're good to go. I think we're good now. Good day today. I was up about 3,300. Most of that was in the London, but I did have a $550 one contract micro trade to the short side this morning. It was about $550 in revenue. So the individuals in Discord saying that, Footprint is just for scalping. Well, okay. I mean, if you can get $550 on one micro, I don't really think it's just scalping. I don't know though. Maybe I'm just not the sharpest tool in the shed. It's possible. So here we are. What I'm going to do though is go into Friday. I was looking for a short here. It did set up. We had the movement down, a pullback in, reasons to add in here. I was just working on the technical difficulties, didn't get into the short, but there it is, and you can see the reason why on the longer term as well. This is something that I've been hunting ever since we started breaking up. I was anticipating this to come back down, possibly show signs of rejection here for a long. I was thinking long first, but the way we came through here, I didn't go long in here, and I'm watching this, and I'm watching it, and we break down below, pull back. I just gave it some time. That's the only reason why I didn't enter into a long in here. Then on the short side, that's where it started setting up, and now we're moving back down to the downside. I taught him how to trade my strat. He took it and made it his own. Today he passed a couple of accounts. He be copy trading big moves at. Nice. Now, were you able to do the same thing, Maddie, or you're on vacation? Well, no, you're not on vacation. Were you able to do the same thing today, or did he actually take your strat and make it better, and now he's just moving along? That would suck. I haven't checked out the education videos yet. I know a few people have. Somebody had some questions on it today. I got to get into that as well. You teach your strat to some guys, some rando, and they end up doing better with it than you do. Sorry, Maddie, that's not funny. That is not funny at all. But the idea of it does make me laugh. Oh, Maddie's gone now. He's going to check out. He's going to go into Discord and cuss me out. Watch. Oh, good times. All right, let's get into this. I'm done giving Maddie a hard time. I feel bad. Sorry, Maddie. Prath, how's it going? You still holding the shorts? Are you really? What are you short from? Jeez. You held through all of that? Oh, Prath, you do make me laugh. Maddie's bad at me. He's not talking to me anymore. Prath is still short. He held through the whole pullback here, as he's got a very, very high pain tolerance. All right. I'm going to stop making fun of people and actually do some work here. How does that sound? Yeah, I'm still traveling. He took my strat and traded in his own way. His first past accounts. I've been trading this for 6 years. Glad to see him doing good. Hopefully do better than me. And yeah, no, exactly, Maddie. No, I get it. And cut me a piece. Absolutely. I love it. Maddie, you're awesome. I do truly appreciate you. How I got lucky to get you in here just randomly, I have no idea, but I am grateful. I am absolutely grateful. Too much fun. You're good people. I did get a laugh out of that, though. Thank you. I needed that. Not that it's been bad. I mean, this day it's been a great day. I mean, I don't know. I'm just rocking and rolling right now. Something's going on. Something. And then I couldn't even find the replay there for a second. I don't know. I'm still tired. I'm still tired for last week when I was up at 3 a.m. a couple of days trading the London session. I still don't know what life is. I swear I'm still so confused after that. I wasn't able to catch up with my sleep this weekend. And I don't know. I'm still just dazed and confused, which, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm actually kind of always dazed and confused, but whatever. Seems to be more prevalent at the moment. And I took 4 trades, all win, 80% of capital. Then I'd done my experiments to go down to 25% today was frustrating for me. I'm sorry, Just Shorts, that you had that experience. When you said that you did your experiments, what do you mean? Should I keep the TP at lows or above? What does your strat say? I don't even have live charts right now, so I can't even tell you jack. But who am I to know what it is that you do? Got to trust yourself, sir. Got to trust yourself. Okay, let's see here. Do I have any? Let's see if I have any auctions in here, because if not, I'm going to have to adjust this again. Oh, yeah, we got auctions in here. We got tons of volume. What time is that? 2100. Perfect. All right, we're going into the US session on Friday, which was a short session. I actually did trade this day live, but I did it directly on the heat map. And so I don't know what this looks like at all in terms of footprints. So I'm just going to watch the open for a second. And we're just going to kind of trade this. London Sesh is the best. Well worth it. Yeah, it really is, Maddie. I completely agree with you. But I don't know. Up at 3 a.m. for me just doesn't work very well. So I might adjust things and start doing it full time, starting at like 5 to 7. But then I can't come onto this stream until about 4. And so I don't really like that idea either, because it cuts into my my practice time. And like, somebody wanted to chat with me last night as well. So I ended up having a chat with them on my other work that I do through Live the Return. And so, which went extremely well, actually. But I don't know. I'm going to get it all figured out. One of these days, I'm going to have the self-confidence in myself to take this off sim, to start trading, and I'm going to be just fine. And when I do that, I'm going to have a plethora of time open up to me. I can do whatever the hell I want to at that point. It's going to happen. It's just, you know, I gotta get to that. I gotta get to that point internally to turn that on, if that makes sense. I want to do some experiments, like I was working on some liquidity stuff to improve my trade wins. Okay, so you did your trade wins. You took 4 trades, all with 80% of capital. You did your experiments and down to 25% today. Was that live, or was that just your experiments? You went from 80% down to 25%. Was that experiments? Yeah, 3 a.m. is you're in Denmark? That's so awesome. No wonder why you're so cool. So London be all be well good, absolutely. Then able to catch my open first 30 minutes and get off early still. So good time zone to live in Copenhagen time zone. Absolutely. I'm moving. That's it. You just convinced me. Then going to Copenhagen. I'll hang out with the what do they call people from Denmark? Dutch? Is it Dutch? Or is that German? Oh my God, I'm so confused right now. The first thing that came to my mind was Demarkian, but that does not sound right. God. I am being so dumb right now. What is my problem? Demarkian, though, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's got a cool ring to it. Maddie, I hope you're laughing right now. As I am, I'm so tired of Danes. Damn it. Oh my God, I totally do that. I'm telling you, being tired and fatigued like I am right now, my brain is broken. I mean, literally broke. I don't even know what life is right now. Seriously. Danes, yes, it's the Danes. Demarkian. You're gonna Tammy, you're gonna have to go home and tell your friends that some stupid American you're listening to on a stream called y'all Demarkians. Watch, you guys are gonna create a symbol, be a new flag. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, jeez. I'll be using Demarkian from now on. Leave it to me, man. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I will come up with some stupid idea of all sorts of them. And yeah, run them, use them. All right. Well, I was supposed to be doing a plan here as well. Got ahead of myself. It's 9:34. So let's go ahead and build that plan first. This is a really good idea to do when we are in. So let me back up for a second and actually pay attention to what the heck I'm doing instead of making fun of myself with a Demarkian comment. This almost sounds like something out of Star Trek or something. Jesus. I'll wear my intelligence on my sleeve, friends, or the lack thereof. I can't believe I said that. And on stream too, this is live. It's going out to everybody. Everybody knows my ignorance now. It's wonderful. So what's happening here is we are in this overall area of value, but then we're, kind of in this little one as well. We broke out to the high and now we kind of broke out to the bottom. And so what we can do is put in another area of value right here. And what that's going to do is just kind of give us a context of this current range. And it just kind of gives us an idea where our unfair highs, unfair lows are. So if we don't want to get into a short at the bottom of the range or a long at the top of the range, it keeps us out of those positions. A price action is already starting to trade higher. I am going to take this off of the daily because we don't need it. Daily chart really isn't telling us too much other than it's coming off of unfair lows. But we do have a low volume point here to index right there. And in that context, we're anticipating price action to possibly rotate up into this area and possibly reject and move back down. Like 2020 then, 33333. That's why I'm around 25% up. Nice. Well, 25% profit is definitely a good thing. It sounds like you're up 80, now you're up 25, but at least you're still up. If I'm reading your text right, which I may not be. I might be all kinds of backwards. But what else is new? So we're in this profile. We're looking for shorts possibly into this area. We are on a Friday session before US holiday in the US session, which means that anticipate slower price action, anticipate a range. Lock 90 points. I don't know what you're upset about, Prath. Locking in 90 points, that's amazing. Well done. And so we're expecting a tighter range. Why? Because you're not going to have as many players. The market closes, I think, at 1 p.m. Eastern as well, and so it's a shorter day. So we're anticipating some rotation. And I'm looking and I'm waiting right now for volume to give me some indication of what we're looking at this day. And I might need to drop the volume indicator a little bit, the filter, just a little bit, because we're anticipating some lower volatility, lower movement, which also tells us lower volume. And so keep that in mind on those days too if you're going to trade them. The low of this range here is around 969. And so we haven't really quite hit that area yet. And so we'll want to see what's going to happen up here in the unfair highs. And then where will we be looking for possible longs? That's an excellent question. Because we have been in a short-term uptrend, we could look for longs off of this area here. And that could be a range for us to trade around during the US session. I normally would not do this. Why am I looking for this range here? Because of this up move. And we have a nice strong move off of unfair lows, okay? And that move with the rejection below us, what we could see is a pullback, a continuation to the upside. So here's kind of the theory on this idea. Price action is currently trading in the middle of this range. Price action comes down into this area, pops up above, comes over this area, and starts to expand to the upside to have a continuation move from this overall imbalanced market condition. It's still balanced, but it's imbalanced on your shorter time frames. And then that would lock this in to higher ranges of value. So that is a possible play. And then we would be holding the unfair lows of value area high. And then what would keep that from being true? We move down through value area high, come back up here, and rotate back down again for a possibility for the short side. Those are the scenarios for today, for this session. Now, we just have to wait for price to move. I'm going to speed this up a little bit and get to about the 945 where we have a locked in area. We're still trading in between these two, so I don't have anything going on right now. And what I mean by locked in area is the initial balance. $940, $942, $943, $944. Okay, perfect. So now we're just trading in this range. This range of what? Initial balance. And so at 9:45 in the morning, we're trading around initial balance. We're going to wait and kind of see what happens. We might get a range develop in here. And if we do, we can just go ahead and trade that range around an initial balance. If we get a breakout, then we would trade an extension of that range or wait for price action to move out and run into one of these two scenarios. Maddie. Oh, goodness gracious. My name's Jeff. Ah. So it's just kind of hurry up and wait at this point in time. I really don't see anything here. I'm really kind of glad that I traded the dome on this particular day, the heat map, because I'm not seeing anything here at all that gives me any of the warm and fuzzies of any sort of inclination to direction or type of day that we're going to have. And this is kind of ridiculous. If it's like this the whole time, I won't have any trades, which is kind of a shame because I did really well in the heat map that day. I found a nice little range in the heat map and I was just trading around that range, but I don't see any of that developing here in this time frame. Sorry. I am discussing trading strategy with an individual in Discord. Um, really, really good, really bright trader that knows his stuff. Um, for whatever reason, he thinks that I know my stuff too, so he's talking to me. He just, I haven't scared him away yet. Um, let's see here. Price actions coming off of this little area again. I don't know if we're going to get anything in here because I'm not getting any sort of read on market condition for this particular day. Maybe low volatility, low volume tells me to go directly to the heat map, but I'm hoping to have Bookmap set up this weekend. And if I can get Bookmap set up, that might give us pause to start looking a little bit more deeply into sounds good, Prath. A little more deeply into the heat map itself. Starting to come down. I don't know if we're going to get down low enough for our range below us. I don't see any form of higher volume confluence in these areas at all. I do see some, of course, here with the green, right? But 80 comparatively to 135, but it was a lot lower, and now that's gone too. So that doesn't help me in this context. 170, 114, maybe. But nothing fun. Nothing that gets me excited to actually do something. But you know what we do have here? We do have a nice little range of high volume down here. Let's see if we get down there. I don't see anything up here. Well, yeah, we have another one up here too. All right. Well, we might have a little something to be able to get into. We'll see. Oh, wait. Wait. Do I have an interface for this? Like I said, they changed everything. No, it's not. Oh, but you know what I can do though? We can't put chat up yet for the chat box, but there you guys go. How about that? Can you see that? Well, you can over here. Let's try that. Here, we can even put it right up here. Now you guys have a little chat box you can read. There we go. I don't have to read chats all the time anymore. Sweet. And if you guys want that, we can just bring it down just a little bit. And if you want the, oh, well, that's going to be helpful there. Anytime I touch the charts, that will go away. Damn it. I was really looking short here from these buyers coming in, 173, then only 101, 72, 14, or just drying up, right? And then price action comes back down through this area into where the sellers were. And we just moved down too fast. So I wasn't able to get into that position. Rude. Well, this market's going to lull me to sleep. Anybody out there doing anything fun and exciting? I know Maddie's out there having a good time. I think you're what, Germany, you said, Maddie? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm going to try to scout between the range path. That's what I'm going to try to do. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. There's words there, Maddie, that, okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Z word. No. What's a currywurst? Set a massive currywurst earlier. Okay, I gotta look that up, and I'm going to put that into. I want to look at the scenery over there. Hey, you know, oh, it's a bratwurst. Got you. What kind of bratwurst is it? Spice ketchup or tomato-based sauce, finished with a generous dusting of curry powder. Yellow curry? CUK you said set a massive. It made me question. I was like, what? I didn't want to say anything live on stream, but we would have had a good conversation over that one, my friend. Now let me look at this Zugspitze. Is that anywhere? Oh my God, Maddie. Curry is life. I completely agree, but I don't like coconut, so coconut curry is not my favorite. But yellow curry, 100%. I mean, I don't even know what the stuff is made out of. I don't know. It's just yellow and it's goodness. So that's all I care about. Bratwurst with curry powder on top. Yeah, yellow curry, super weird. Not gonna lie, but really tastes that traditionally food. Yellow curry is, I love Singapore noodles. The rice noodles, the really thin ones, and they put chicken and vegetables in there, and then a ton of that curry powder. Oh, insanely good. This mountain is majestic. Yellow is coconut with turmeric. Don't tell me that, Prath. Don't, no, 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 no. I will never touch it ever again. God bless it. What is wrong with people? I'm kidding. Oh, did not know. The curry, the yellow is still coconut? Well, no, 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 not the, it can't be. Not the powder. The powder can't be coconut, right? The yellow curry powder? Because the liquid, yeah, it's all coconut based. See, now we got us talking about food. This mountain is beautiful. Maddie, I am totally jealous right now. Are there still ice caps on the mountain? Are the ice caps there like all year round, or is it just does it melt after some time? God, this mountain's gorgeous. I love mountains. Red is being, but you got to get the right red. And sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's I don't know, questionable. But I really love lamb masala. I think lamb masala is amazing. Gotcha. Yeah, biryani, absolutely. Biryani, most definitely. Love biryani. In fact, you know what? You're gonna make me go get Indian food tomorrow night. What you're gonna do? The only reason why I did that is because I'm going to have to, if I'm trading in the range like this between these areas of high volume, I'm going to have to get out at the high in order to be able to short this area. And I'm gonna have to do the same thing with the long down here. Now a tiny bit of snow, only 4K high, the highest mountain. Okay, it's not that high to have snow, I think. Nope, definitely. I'm going to park again. Stop it. Oh my god, that's awesome. I love it. I'm a Demarchian. We know flat. So who knows when the snow melts. You would get range days for practice. I don't always try to get range days for practice. That's not the point of this. But trend days, you just go with the trend. It's not that complicated, and I say that in jest because it was extremely complicated for me for many years because I wasn't really able to trade trends. But I'm a balanced trader, not trends. Now trends are like kind of second nature to me, just because it just clicked for me, and I think probably subconsciously I don't know exactly how to explain what it is that I do because it's much more it's not as objective now. It's just like it clicked and I'm just like, okay, it's time to just get in. Like today on the short, I was like, okay, it's just time to get in. I don't know. Give me a good trend day, Prath, and I'll go ahead and do that. We'll do it like we did last time. And I'll trade it. And if we get back down here again, I'm going to go ahead and add another one. Might add another one right there. In fact, I'm going to. And then when we get back down here, I'm going to add another one. Now I got 3 on. I like it. I'm going to put the stop right back above over here. And then for limit orders, I'm going to go ahead and buy one right here. We're going to buy another one just above those highs. We're going to buy another one just above that. So $80, $100, risking 69. I'm actually from the West Coast, so of the U.S. and we've got mountains over there. You know, like where you have this mountain here, which is just absolutely beautiful. We have something like this. That. Mount Hood. That's Mount Hood in Portland, Oregon. My favorite mountain is I love mountains. My favorite one is this one here, Mount Shasta in California. Northern California. Right on the border, pretty close to the border of Oregon and California. I'm out on the low time frame about finding ranges, right? So it's gonna look rangy, at least how I do it. Right. And so in this case here, right, we're still in initial balance. We haven't broke out of initial balance, and we haven't even tested initial balance high or initial balance low. And we're just caught in this range. But we also have this range on the higher time frame. So I always revert first to the higher time frame, believe it or not. I don't spend all my time on the short time frame. I only talk about the short time frame because there's not a lot to talk about in the context. Pratt, that's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. What was I saying? I just totally lost my train of thought there. Anyways, I don't talk a lot about the higher time frame because there's not a lot going on in the higher time frames. If I could trade the 30-minute chart, I would just trade the 30-minute chart. The problem with the 30-minute chart is the ranges, the rejection. Now, where do you enter off of a 30-minute candle, right? That's why I utilize volume and I utilize footprints and I utilize this type of information so I can time myself in the direction of the higher time frame. But when we look at this higher time frame here, what we really have going on is, damn it, there, the same exact range, right? We have this low volume area in here that we're looking at holding for the high or for the lows, and then we have the highs up here where we're looking at holding and moving back down again. Why did I go with the 3 lots? Because I'm trading micros, and 1 lot in the micros isn't going to get you anywhere. It's like playing penny slots in a casino. You don't get anywhere. And because you don't get anywhere, I always like to try to trade size. And so in this context here, I was able to add size. I was only on one lot this morning because I wasn't able to add size in there because it never came back. And I don't like to add size after it has gone in my direction because now I'm getting a worse fill, right? I like to get better fills, not worst ones. Worst, worse, worse, worst. See? I can't even speak. And so I want better fills. We don't need high if when having a profile. I'm going to show the same anyways. We don't need higher time frame when having a profile. Going to show the same. It is for the most part, but we can get the areas off the higher time frame. And once we have the areas off the higher time frame, now we can trade around those areas in the short time frame, utilizing the volume. Exactly. I completely agree with you, Maddie. Right. Living in Denmark, I mean, Denmark is rather flat, right? I mean, do you guys have, I mean, what is your like highest peak? Like a little hill on your road? Because Florida is the same thing, right? I lived in Florida for quite some time, and we had this. I lived in this little city called Oviedo outside of Orlando, and I used to call it Mount Oviedo, and it was literally just like a small little hill that you just go up in your car, right? I mean, and I just call it Mount Oviedo, and everybody used to laugh at me because I'm dumb, but It's extremely, extremely flat. No mountains, no elevations, no anything else. I mean, I think this thing was like maybe 10 feet high. And the reason why I'm trading micros is I can trade the larger contract, not a problem. But then I'm pretty much one in and one out. And I'm one in, one out because the risk parameters on prop firms, you're down $250, $400. You have two, $400, $500 expenses at one time. Depending on what firm account you're using, you could already be really close to being blown up. And so I want to do the micros so I can get into the inventory around areas. And as I get inventory around areas, right, I'm able to scale into those positions and scale out into scale in, scale out in a scalp, leave some on in case it runs. And that's the whole point. And then using the higher time frames for exits at that point. And like right now, I'm not adding more because my ad is down here, not up here. And so I don't want to get in at higher prices now. I want to get in at lower prices. So if this comes back down, but it spiked and moved so quickly, I couldn't do anything. So I'm just sitting here now. Yeah, 147 meters, baby. We call that shit a mountain. Exactly. I get it. I absolutely get it. But I mean, even at that though, I mean, you still have an elevation of at least 400 feet. You know, is that Denmark? I used to know where all of the countries were. I think Denmark is on the coast, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least being up there in Denmark at 400 feet, I mean, can you look out at the coast? Is there at least a cliff or something fun? And we touched it there and we're still below. So I went ahead and added one. If we get below here, I'm going to add another one right there. Boom. Perfect. Now we're on 3 again. And this time we're going to put the stop here about 54. So a little bit less of a stop down here than we had up there, but about the same. And then I'm just going to do the same exact thing with my limit orders. I'm going to go ahead and pop out with one right down in here. It's a very, very low dollar. I get it. I know it hurts me, but whatever. We're going to pop out one there, and then we're going to pop out one right there. And I didn't realize that there were islands of Denmark that was so close to Sweden. That's kind of sweet. That's one place I haven't been is the Baltic states. I really want to go up to Sweden, Finland, and Norway. I've been all through Asia, only a few places in Europe, been to South America, and I've been to Africa and the Middle East, and I've been to East Europe and Afghanistan. So I kind of been around, but I haven't been in that area of the world, and I would love to go visit. She's looking like she wants to come back down and stop me out right now is what she's doing. Are we going to get a lower low in here? I'm only doing this and moving this down because I'm only risking $59 on 3. I don't want to get taken out on a tick. If we're going to get taken out, let's get taken out beneath initial balance. We can move the risk a little bit, only have, less than 100 because we have a little bit more than 100 in profit above us. Am I right? 70, 81, 91, yeah, 98, right about 100. So we're pretty close to a 1-to-1 in this context. But I don't want to get shaken out of this position here, especially when we still have IB above us. And it looks like we're going to get taken out anyhow. Sellers are coming in here a little bit stronger. Anticipate we might come down here and test this low again. We don't see any buyers stepping in here. Price action just went down another tick. Still no buyers. Still no buyers. I'm anticipating this low to be taken out, which is really going to suck. We were doing pretty good there. Got some buyers stepping in here a little bit. We still have stronger sellers below us, but we do have some buying pressure coming in here. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to save the position because we're not really necessarily buying at the higher prices. Scandinavians, Scandinavian, my guy. Yeah, yes. Is it Scandinavia, not the Baltic? Okay, where are the Baltic states at? I guess the Baltic states are Eastern Europe, aren't they? I'm all confused. Baltic, isn't that like Bulgaria? I don't know. You're going to have to teach me. So what I'm really working on, and the reason why I'm still on Sim, is I really want to be able to scale into my positions, keep my initial risk extremely low. Okay? If my risk is extremely low, right? Then I can scale into positions. And even having 3 or 4 on, I can have a 10, 15 point stop and only risk $85. And if it pops back up here again, I can scale back into the position again and move my stop back down here again, and now only down $170. And then if it ranges in this area and we hold this area at the same time, now I could be in 10, 15 contracts with an already tested low below us. And the chances of that hitting now is a lot slimmer. But we're still only risking at that point in time $200-$300. But now we have a ton of positions below or above us that we're able to take out with profit. And now we're scaling out of that range. And if we can do that, now we're making money on very tight stops. And now it makes sense to do so on prop firms and prop accounts. That's what I'm working on. That's why I'm still Sim, because I'm working on this. Because my whole idea is not to use a stop, but we can't do that on prop accounts. Start a session, buy a new prop account, trade a hit, payout. It will help to grow your channel, just a suggestion. So I'm going to, I already have a prop account. I went through, this time I went through Tradeify with their select, is it select? Select, 150,000. So I have $4,500 in risk and it's end of day drawdown. I don't really necessarily want to use them because I have a firm in mind that I really want to use. We'll get into one more there. So I don't want to be in any more heavier than 3 right now. I'm waiting for it to pop up and come back down to this area and possibly get me in for a little bit more. Because we have this area now, we have the buyers. And I am getting in at higher prices, but we have the lows below us. And now we're in 4 and we're risking 124. But now what do? We have a runner if we want to move higher, right? The blue sky. I'm looking at blue sky. And so my goal is by next week or the week after, I'm actually in a prop and I'm trading through that. That's my goal, because hopefully I've been able to do enough work here in scaling into my positions on these micros. And I was wanting to do it on minis, but I just can't get the risk reward figured out on the minis in order to be able to do that. And Phidias, the problem with Phidias is it's more difficult to get your payments through and stuff in the US. Blue Sky is actually still in the US, but completely open for foreign individuals as well. All you need is a bin, a W8. See, Maddie, I need to stick with trading and accounting ideas and not geography. Could you imagine me on like a geo finder or whatever the hell those things are called? It'd be kind of funny. Minis are dangerous for market open. I mean, they can be, right? It's all relative to your risk amount, right? It's all relative to your risk footprint. Every single bit of it is. That's where all the relevance comes from. What is your risk tolerance? What are you able to risk in your account? If we could risk $12,000 in an account, I would very, 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 very rarely ever take any expense trades. Very rarely, if at all. But we would need $8,000 to $12,000 in order to be able to demonstrate and do that. Most individuals aren't going to be able to stomach that. To have $8,000 to $12,000 a drawdown in one trade. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy right now. I'm really not. I can show you. It actually makes a lot of sense. You stop being a trader and you start being a asset manager. Maybe won't work for 25 and 30, 50,000. Well, no, I mean, it wouldn't work for prop accounts at all. You can't take that type of risk in a prop. Stay away from GeoFinder games. Exactly. That's it. The GeoFinder. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'd be terrible. Terrible. You gotta know the games that you're able to play, Maddie. GeoGuessr, GeoFinder. Oh my God. Could you imagine? I'd see a Chinese sign and be like, hey, look. That's for Demarkia. Oh, ouch. Don't make me laugh. That's hilarious. Damn, that's a lot of big buy trades not getting rewarded there. Yeah, it is. But here's the thing about this, right? When you're looking at the big buys, okay? And this is why these bubbles will lie to you. And you have to really kind of you have to really watch them, right? 269 and 140, 69 by 114. I don't see that as aggressive buyers by any stretch of the imagination. 193 and 220, 85 over 44, I still don't see it. 239 over 199, nope. 219 over 27, sure. But you're at a high. You're at a high in this. I would expect to see buyers drying up or sellers not aggressive in this area. And so I don't see that as a big trade either. Then 88 over 0 at the top of at an actual high, I still don't see that as any form of high volume either. I just don't. And so the dots will lie to you. This is why I tell people I don't trade the dots. Now this here, 65 comparatively to 131, that's a huge difference. That's a big enough difference that, okay, now we're doing something. And now I just took a pretty heavy expense and we broke through initial balance. Now we have to ask ourselves, this is our market shift, right? Our market shift now has occurred. We have a close below initial balance. And I'm not talking about pretty much a close at. that closed in the mid-range. We have a closed bar now. Now, do we have an extended range down? Do we look at this as a possible short? Do we look at this as a continuation to the upside? And this is where, as traders, we have a decision to make. And this is where trading becomes more difficult, because now we have to pick a side in a direction. Because before, longer term was telling us where to go. We don't have that now. And now I'm getting in this way late, but I'm doing it again. Only because of the momentum of the bar. But I really wanted to be in down here. Looking at that big sell bubbles to hold, perfect hit of the red one, but the bubbles show you that this was one or a fewer orders buying all that, meaning the bubbles shows aggression of one big trader. Yes, exactly. That probably has enough to buy again if going lower. I think that's the whole start of it. Yes. This is why I like my auctions. I don't give a lot of weight to the iceberg orders, right? And that's really what these bubbles are showing us. They're the icebergs, right? I don't give a lot of weight to them when they're up here at the highs and down here at the lows, unless we have buyers and sellers around the same price. The reason why I traded this range on Friday on the heat map was because I had that on both sides of the market, which gave me my range, and I never took an expense trade. Here I'm taking expense trades. This is meaningful to me. And that is where we reversed from. That. This one's almost too far apart, but we can still use it. These ones, too far apart. These ones, not even connected on the same bar. I'm telling you, there's something to this. I don't know what it is yet, but there's something to it. I know there's something to it because I haven't been able to break it, and I've been trying to. And I can't. I can't figure it out. I don't know what's causing this, other than we're in an auction and we have buyers and sellers coming in and participating around the same range. And price action, for whatever reason, likes to trade around that and away from it. Right. No, and I wouldn't think at all that you were trading bubbles, Maddie, not by any stretch of the imagination. Using the delta by volume bars, yeah, those are lovely to me, but loving seeing these sell but buy bars being used effectively. And it's interesting, right? This is interesting. And what's funny is in the footprint itself, I would have never noticed it. I would have never noticed this in the footprint itself. But you put this in here in the context of these bubbles. Now it's visually easy to see, and there's something there. There is absolutely 100% something there. I can't explain it, and I don't know exactly how to work off of it yet. But I'm getting closer. And that's one of the reasons why I come in here and I practice at this time frame at 2 p.m. Because what I'm looking for and what I'm hunting for are my auctions. I had a beautiful reversal today that I missed because I wasn't here. But it was off of the longer time frame, off of rejection from expected rejection off of the 30-minute. And it's set up beautifully with 3 different areas to add. And I don't, like I said, I don't understand. And I even took one too on the move as it was really getting close to the highs. I took another one there. There were three areas you could do the same thing with a scalp going back to the highs. Each one was on one single each one on one single contract in the micros was about $70. And it happened multiple times. But now I shouldn't be targeting up here because my resistance is now here. We're no longer up here at the highs. We're down here. But I don't have an area below me to go off of because all I have are the sellers at the low. I don't know where the buyers are in here. That's the issue. But there is absolutely 100% something to these. Definitely not a holy grail, I'll tell you that much. But still something. I don't know if that's free for Lucid or not. Prath, I don't know. It might be. Does Lucid offer the deep charts? I think they do with their accounts, right? But they just don't offer like the proprietary indicators. But your drawing tool will still be there. So you should be able to draw your custom profiles on it still. But a price close above the big buy orders, one could think it could go further up. No, yeah, exactly. So if you're buying at the big buy orders, right? Okay, and you're getting they're constantly happening at the highs. You can absolutely anticipate price action possibly going back up there and testing those, right? But then you have the same thing at the lows. But so you have to look at you at that point in time, you have to look at the numbers, right? So here it's not quite at the lows, but the lows are down here, 142 by 10. All that's telling you right there is you have an unfinished auction, but you have unfinished auctions all over the place and the micros, which isn't something that normally happens. Usually an unfinished auction will come back and be tested, especially in the ES or the Bund, something along those lines, right? But we have unfinished auctions all over the place. But look, 13 and 0. I'm not anticipating that to be a magnet. It's too low volume. D-charts from prop is a light version. Not worth it if the prop is not nice. You need more than that. Better just stick with free trading view at that point. Beautiful. Thank you, Maddie. And this is just stuff that I just don't know, right? The only prop firm that I had around when I first got into, well, I mean, not first got into the markets, when I got it, when the prop firms first started coming out were Top Step. Top Step was there, right? I already had my cash account. I really didn't care. I had people that I knew that I was working with and different things along those lines that were using Top Step. Now though, I don't know if even Top Step is even worth looking at. Even then, I really questioned the money management and stuff. I was just like, this whole thing is just designed for you to pick up evaluations, and they're just getting the monthly fee. They're probably making $250,000 to $500,000 a month just off of evaluation fees only. And what are they actually paying out in the context of actual traders that pass their evaluations? Probably next to nothing, because their money management rules are so difficult to move into that any form of volatility is going to kick you out, even once you get funded. To me, Top Step, when it first came out, in that context, it was absolutely a scam. I did get a couple of valuations just to test it out, and No, I'm not even so sure that with their money, their risk management, it's even possible to maintain an evaluation. And some of these prop firms out there right now are exactly the same way. The reason why I like Blue Sky is their money management's legit. There's no trailing. There's no trailing at all. You got 5,000 and that's and there you are. But you have to be in the right account though for it. And the reason why I want to do 5,000 is it gives me all the risk in the world that I can take an $800,000 expense, and now I'm not trying to completely dig myself out of a hole because now I only have $500 or $800, maybe even $1,000 left of risk. So that's my perspective when it comes to these prop firms. And the reason why I'm still sim is I'm trying to figure out how to trade these damn things. They're not easy. But I do think that our range has lowered now. I don't think we're going to get back up there into those highs. Not with that auction up there. So that's fun. I did not do near as well on the footprints as I did on the heat map on this day. And that's why I traded this day path. I wanted to check that. But we do have a lower area down here. And we have another one right here. We could use these areas to scale in with. And then I'm sure we probably, we could just use the auction above us. But that is such a tight range, it's not even worth trading. 20 points, the most you're going to get out of it is 15 when it's all said and done, unless you're hitting your limit orders. That really doesn't make a lot of sense. Hey, hon, how's it going? How are you doing today? You still good? You feeling good? Life is good? Any struggles today? Oh, you have a sad face. What do you have a sad face for? I didn't even notice that. What happened? Everything good, good. I'm feeling more productive towards work. Beautiful. There you go. Are you looking at this? Is that why you're sad? Is because of the down? Don't even worry about that. I was up a little over 3,300 today. This is just practicing in a day that I wouldn't be trading anyhow. I just did really well on this in the footprint, or not in the footprint, but the heat map, and I'm just not seeing the same information that I saw in the heat map here. I don't have my auctions at my lower area, so I don't have my areas to be able to trade around. So I'm not even concerned about this. This is just, kind of testing to see if it's even possible. And this market is lulling me to sleep that I'm just like, no. Okay. Give me a day. Somebody give me a day. A day between, let's say I have data between March 31st and then yesterday. So give me a day between March 31st and yesterday. Any day. I don't care. Something random. Random for me, not necessarily random for you. But it's me that we need to be random for anyhow. I really wish that we could play music. Oh, it's like a cute face. Gotcha. I look like a sad face. I look like a little puppy dog face. Like little puppy dog eyes. I guess that'd be kind of cute, wouldn't it? I don't know. I suck at emojis, and apparently I suck at geography and what people are called from country to country. Oh, good times. June 16th. We got it. All right, we got one. We got a winner. The 16th of June. We're going to go to 9:30. Hey, Maddie, look at it this way. At least you know I can make fun of myself, right? Don't take myself so seriously that I can't make fun of my own stupidity. Oh, man. All right. June 16th. We need to do a pre-market analysis. As this is loading, hold on, I'm gonna grab a water. A little West Virginia cup. You would have ever told me I was going to move to West Virginia, I would have told you that you were nuts, and yet here I am. Let's see, we got to get this set now. Oh, not necessarily, Prath. Not necessarily at all. We will see what happens. I mean, watch me like lose 5-8 grand. Now, question. Nope, I'm not even going to ask it. Never mind. We're going to go directly into the micros, and we're going to trade this as if I was in a prop account. This is what I need to be practicing. I can't practice the other way. I would be trading it already if I could, but I can't. So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to ask a question, and we're just going to do this. So, June 26th. Let's see. Are there too many dots? Possibly. I think that's going to be too little. No, that's actually looking pretty good. So we're on 100 instead of 80. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get into this. So, longer term chart. Can everybody see the longer term chart? The overnights, the one that's all the way to the right on my screen? I can't tell if you can see that or not right now. This, well, I'm not even going to show it to you right now. I just want to see if everybody can see that one. I don't think so. So this, we'll bring it over. So here we are, right? The problem is all my days are to the right, but we're in the unfair highs. We're in the unfair highs. We have a low volume node here. We have another one below us. And then we have this whole area right here where price action can just... This is a nice scalping area. Very nice scalping area. Okay. So those are areas on that. So now here at the open of the market, let's go ahead and play. We're at 9:30 already. We are right here. So we're in the middle of this range here. So we have a double distribution day. This double distribution is near the highs of the all-time highs. And we have our low volume node here that we just put on the daily, so we know where that's at. I don't know if there's news or not. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care. We'll trade through it. It's fine. A little volatility. What's a little volatility amongst friends? Jeez. So we're going to do that. These are the unfair highs. So we have this area here, which could be a buy or could be a short. I don't like that, but we're going to keep it because I want to see what it looks like on the 30-minute, and we'll adjust it to the 30-minute. And this is coming in from the higher time frame, right? Yeah. Bro, sorry. I have to go. I have a file paper. Yeah. God prefer. I'm really sorry. Keep it up, my G. Proud of you. Likewise. No, Ion, you're good. Go do your thing. Good luck on your paper. You've got this. You're already on top of it. I can tell that because of where you're at. So go do your thing, and we shall talk here soon. Keep me updated. Thank you, my friend. You have a good night. Okay, good. Now that's gone. Now, let's get rid of all of these little jiggly wiggly things that I created back here. I think I deleted a profile from over there, but whatever. And this, okay, that's the higher time frame. That's also higher time frame. Okay, so now let's bring this back. We can get rid of this. And is this all the time that I have in this? Damn it. Okay. Good night. You have a good one. Yeah, enjoy. Good luck on your paper. All right. We're going to put this here, and we're going to draw it across. We have this little area here. It's not unfair highs, but we get below that. That's going to be a nice short. Let's get rid of these. Let's blow this up a little bit. Bring this up just a hair. Bring it back over again. Oh, yeah. But then we have this. And then we have this. Now let's look at current price and see what this looks like. Oh, whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me bring this back. I don't need this one here. So this is coming off of that. Yes, beautiful. Come through here, pull back, come down. Looking short. Come up here, come down, move up, looking long. Now, and this is scalping range in here, trading between these two lines for a scalp. Scalping opportunity in between where the black space is. Now, price action's currently in this area. This is coming off of the 30-minute, right? Yep, beautiful. Okay, we're good to go. All right, there's a plan. I guess I'm still in 3. I guess we're up nicely because I'm in 3. Let's go ahead and cancel that and break even. Forget about that number. And we're going to wait for the opening range here. Let's see. Yeah, of course, Prath. Done another trade on my old setup. Sorry, I missed this. Done another trade on my old setup. One fact that we should keep exploring is indicators of order flow. I just added one thing to my strategy of aggregated liquidity. Works really well. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Definitely. Let's take a look at it and talk. I like it. I like it a lot. Thanks, Just Shorts. Appreciate it. So this is 9:30. We know we don't trade around the 9:30, so I'm just giving this some time. Prath. You asked me to look at Discord. What'd you put in there? I don't see anything. And where'd you put it at? I'm doing this because I have a ton of dots all over this first bar. And I'm trying to see if I can smooth it out a little bit without breaking what I need. Big spike in aggregated liquidity. $120, $150. Whatever. We're leaving it like that right now. Damn it. I need my chart. I really want to go short right now. Not yet. But I'm getting there. I am getting there. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate you, Prath. Thank you for reminding me. See? I need reminders. Maddie knows that. Now the rest of you do too. And somebody write down 5,380.5. Okay. We need to subtract whatever we do today from that number because that number shouldn't be there. I had 3 contracts over from another practice we just did, and I just so happened to be holding overnight and revenue. I'm going to go ahead and add one here. Start the position early. Looking to break the lows here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. And now we have an auction. Perfect, 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 perfect. We got a ledge above us. We have an auction right here. I'm looking for price action to come down and then come in and test this area. And this is where I want to start getting heavy. But I'm not going to start getting heavy until we do that because we can be rotational between here and we could be rotational between here. I do want to hold this position right now because it will help the average pricing if I start getting heavy down here into this area. Now, of course, we haven't broke lows, so price action can snap back up and test this initial balance high at any given time. Okay, so I have to put that into context as well. But I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now in the context of my overall plan and the short side. Not liking this as much. Yeah, just shorts. Absolutely. I was just thinking that too. This could be a great day to show you, what I'm doing in the context of adding contracts. Now, this thing has just broke up big time. And see, this is what I mean, right? If I was in one contract of a micro or a mini, I would have to be out right now. I'd have to be out, and there's no way I could hold this. There's no way in heck that I could hold this. We would be underwater and in trouble. I'm not liking this right now because I kind of want to be out of it at the moment because I can scalp between these two. And I'm not going to be scalping right now because of what this market's doing. Dang it. So I'm anticipating a possible pullback into this area here and a potential scalp to the upside, breaking these highs. I'm going to have to get out of here because I'm going to have to scalp. And I'm looking for a pullback into this area. And if this area doesn't hold, I get out and then get long for the scalp to the upside. And the scalp can go all the way up there. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. There's the test. If we get above that area right there, I'm going to need to be out and in a long. Not yet. Hold and wait. Hold and wait. Because the sellers can get back through here. We just got some selling pressure right there at the low. I'm anticipating this low to break. Boom. I was trading only one with micro that day. My account was 25,000, 1,000 max loss. Gotcha. And go ahead and do that. And I'm going to buy one here. I'm going to scalp it to the upside. And we took what, like a $70 loss here, $62 loss so far. Expense. Now, if we get back into this area, I'm going to buy some more, but we didn't. So I'm only on one right now, and I'm looking up here for my potential target. We're only 938 right now. Looking for a continuation higher. I got caught down here looking for a range extension when we didn't even have a close below. Totally my mistake in that context. But I didn't get crazy. I didn't get, concerned about the position. I didn't do a knee-jerk reaction. Took a very small expense, and I didn't add into this position because it didn't give it to me. This one here I wasn't able to add to because we haven't gotten back into the range yet. And we might not. And if we don't, that's okay. I'm only in one. But if we get back down here, I'm going to add. Holding the high volume here in this area, which makes a lot of sense. Pretty close to that area. Pretty close. I should have bought one. And I didn't. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's all right. It's going to give me the opportunity. There we go. See, we broke through. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see the breakthrough of it. I'm going to add another one if it breaks through again. There we go. Beautiful. And then I'm going to add one more if we touch down in here, which we did. And so I'm going to have my 4 on, and now I have my 4. Sweet. Now I'm going to hold this. But I don't want to see us break this low. Damn it. That's okay. We got the auction down here. I'm going to go ahead, as much as I hate to, I want to watch this. Let's see here. How much is my stop if I put it down here? We're risking 298, 276. It's right in the wheelhouse. Beautiful. We can even go down to here and be 300 or 400. I'm fine with that. Perfect. Because we are in 4 and this market has cycled down the way it has, I want to be out with one right here, and I want to be out with another one. Do I? I don't think so. I want to be out with one there. Now I'm at 3. Now my stop down here, 211, right around 200. Beautiful. Now we're going to look for a continuation to the upside. We have momentum on this bar. If we break these highs, I'm going to go ahead and get out with another one on a stop, breaking the highs, momentum higher. There's our last target up there. And I'll do the same thing if we get momentum again on the upside on the last position. I only did that to get rid of some of the risk in case we turn around and break down here because of the close of this bar and the fact that buyers are not getting aggressive enough to push this bar up through these highs. That's why did I just answer your question? I wanted to get out with one because this bar closed below this bar here at its low. We could get a cycling back down again. I just want to limit the risk on 4 down to 3. I want my stop down here, if it comes back, to be around 200 instead of closer to 300. Now we just broke. Beautiful. I'm going to grab my stop here. I'm going to put another stop right up here. I'm going to bring it up if it lets me, and it didn't, which is fine. Now I have 2. Remember, this dark range here, from between this line here and up here, okay, this is only scalping for me. Remember I said in the black area, scalp? So this is just a scalp. I'm not trying to hold this for long term, just scalps. So now I have one more. I'm going to get out one more on a momentum push as we're coming up through, okay? But I am going to go ahead and get defensive on this position, and I'm putting both of my stops down here. We're not going to take an expense on this trade. IB is going to close in 2 minutes. What if your mind changes and wanted to add more again, then which area would be? And this in a scalp, I wouldn't. I wouldn't add more to this position right now unless we came down through here. And we came down, we held this area, we held in here, and then we push back up again. And then I could start looking at getting back into the position from down here instead of up here. I should have got out with another one here. I was thinking about it and I didn't do it because I really liked how the price action was behaving. I don't like what I'm seeing down here in the context of the volume and the sellers getting aggressive right above this, magenta dot here. I'm anticipating we're going to test this now. We're going to range between these two areas. And I'm expecting this to break. And if it does, it's going to come down and stop me out. And I didn't pick up the revenue from that other position. I won't add, bro. I'm scared to add more and more during open. You know what? Did it hurt me? That's my question for you. Did it hurt me? You got to trust. You got to trust in your methodology. You got to trust in your reasons for entries, right? You got to trust in what's going on. And I don't want to be long in here at this point in time. I am looking for another scalp opportunity in here, but not on this bar. Not when I have selling pressure in here like this. Not when I'm looking at moving higher when we have this down thrust that happened in the middle of initial balance and we didn't come back and cycle back down into the low. If this goes without me, that's fine. I can look for a position up here and go short. And if I go short here, I can have runners and hold on to initial balance low in case we don't break the range. It's okay to get break even sometimes. Yeah. For me, it's either profit or loss, not good at to break evens, but still will test again to be able to do so. And that's just the whole key, right? Sometimes break evens hurt you. Sometimes they help a lot. And it really depends on your trading methodology and what you're doing in the market and why you're in and why you're holding, right? Once I'm up in a position, I have a really hard time taking that position and turning it into a negative, just mentally. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to do that. But here's the thing, right? Your perception is different than mine. My perception is different from yours. And if this would have come down here and then done this, I've been long here. But no, it had to just open and go. Stupid market. That was kind of funny. So now we got to wait. And we're at 53.80. So even after that large move, right, that just screamed against us, we only have one position that only hit one profit target and wasn't even any, it was just getting me out of the position at a break even. And we're still positive. We're still positive on the day, guys. After that huge down, because the ads is what saved us. The fact that I didn't add in the short, I was just in one in case it went. It didn't go. It stopped me out pretty heavily here in this position. Beautiful. I took like a $60 expense, right? But then I added 4. And then the market did this. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I was actually went up and it came down, right? So I'm entering here, right, for the longs. And then it immediately comes down. I didn't get scared. And then I added in. And as I was adding in, we're able to take the revenue out of the position. And then here, I just didn't get back in because we didn't cross back down below. I was really hoping we were going to break this low and then go up. That's what I was looking for. Didn't get it. That's okay. Let this one go. And if we want, well, no, we don't really have enough room up here in order to be able to scalp, especially with the micro. So I'm not even going to. I'm going to let this thing completely go. One more doubt. Will you consider taking the trade again in the same area, or you will leave that area and hunt for? Nope, I will take the trade absolutely again, and this is why. If we come up here, we're rotational between my area, and in my plan, right, is to scalp in here. So if we come back down into this area and I get another setup, I will absolutely 100% go long again, as long as we facilitated trade completely between the two. If not, this could be a failure high. We're no longer rotational. I'm looking for a continuation to the downside, and I will be short in this area. This area is just for scalps. Just for scalps. And if it comes up here and I get into a short up here, or up here into a short, now that's going to get a lot of fun. And this is why. Because now I'll hold through here and I won't even go long. And then I can just get defensive on my stop. Because we're just now breaking through initial balance, right? This is our, what are these bars now? What is this called? What do I always call this? Somebody shout it out. I want to see what you guys have to say. Y'all ignoring me or did y'all forget? You want me to tell you? Come on in. Market shift. This is the market shift, right? Because now we have a breakout of initial balance. And what does that mean, right? We're looking for a possible continuation to the upside. This is our market shift. This is our decision zone, right? Market's going to do one of three things here. It's going to go up, it's going to go sideways into this area someplace, or it's going to come back down and we're going to move lower. Okay? This is the market shift. This is where we have to make a decision. Is the market going up? Is the market going down? Is the market going sideways? And we just don't know. 50% of sessions have a single breakout and the bias is up, but that doesn't mean we're going to continue up. This is the market shift. This is the hardest portion of trading right here. Because there's three things that the market can do here in the context of overall condition. This is also what the same bar of a breakout of previous range, right, of value on the longer time frame that I put a volume profile up on. IB is the first 15 minutes of the market. You can set it to the first 30 minutes, the first hour, whatever it is that you want. I use the first 15. Most people use the first 30. I was taught to use the first 30, but I'm not listening. It's my prerogative. I can choose to listen or not. I'm a big boy. I put my big boy pants on this morning. Use first hour? Yeah, absolutely, Prath. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I only trade the first hour of the market. So put that into context of why I only use the first 15 minutes. I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling. I think it's going down right now pretty heavily. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go. There's one. Prath, what do you think so far? Is this useful watching me trade this at this point in time? Or are you like, what is this guy doing? Yeah, you're pro trading during open. I'm always a liquidity during open. You know what? Here's the thing about trading at the open, okay? A lot of people say don't do it in those type of things. But you have to you have to put it into context, okay? Everything is about context. The only reason why I trade at the open at times is because I have higher time frames telling me the market's doing something. Okay? And I'm trading out of the areas of the higher time frames. Well, the open is, why is it so volatile? Because higher time frames are entering the market. And if my area is going to hold, they're going to be going in the opposite, the same direction I'm going in anyhow. That's why I trade the open, because I have that confidence. For this market, I have seen use the volume profile previous day cash market and then mark the value area low to value area high. And if in new cash market, I open, if open is 25%, it will again come back to point of control. You are a very, very, very calculated, number-oriented individual. I'm not so, by any stretch of the imagination. numbers and I are not friends, and you start putting letters and numbers together, you have an alphabet for a reason, you have a number line for a reason. And I am sorry, even if it's a variable, numbers and letters don't mix. You use them for two different purposes. I've never been able to understand that concept. And so stats, stochastic calculus, all these things, all these concepts absolutely elude me because I can't get over the fact that you're using an alphabet on a number line. Okay? One's for language. Numbers are not language. If you want numbers and language, go into accounting. That's the language of business, not whatever this is. And so put that into context, right? When you're talking to me about, the percentages and where things are and stuff, because I can't even visually put a construct to that. Well, first of all, I can't see anything in my mind's eye anyhow. I'm blind in my mind's eye. I can't close my eyes and visualize a car or an apple or anything like that. My mind's eye is closed to that information. But so I can't visualize it, but then you start putting the numbers in there to that, I can't see it. I think it's great information, and I love that you're doing that. I would need to see it on a chart. And then my next question is it related to what I'm doing here? And if so, how? I need to visually see it because I can't comprehend that sort of language of that description. And I'm not that intelligent, guys. That's what it boils down to. So I added one in here as we're coming down. Why didn't I add more as we're coming in here? Because price action is holding the auction, and I'm anticipating it to hold the auction as we come through. I'm anticipating it to come back into the area. That's where I'm really going to be able to start getting in with some size. Okay. And as I'm getting into that size, I'm getting in on the pullback, not when we're holding it as support. Keep that in mind. And we have our other areas of support below us. We're trading. We are trading. I've seen it used by a YouTuber called Lambo Rawl. I don't know who that is. I didn't watch the YouTubers when I was watching streamers. I was watching the TikTok people, which, say what you want. There's another one. There's another one. There's a seller right there. Boom. There we go. Now we're in 5. Now we're pretty heavy. Not heavy, but pretty heavy. Why? We closed back down initial balance. Now I'm anticipating price action to rotate lower. But I want it to come down, scale me out of some of this, and then if it comes back in, I'll get heavier. Stop at this point in time. If we come up to this point, see, we're risking 600 now. Dang it. I don't want to risk that much. So we're going to have to bring this down into the 400s, 300s. I'm going to have to scale out of this down here to get me out of some of this position. So we're going to go ahead and put one in right above this high. And then we're going to put another one in right above this area. And then I'm hoping we get another pullback into this area. But I need to scale out. I need a little bit more of revenue before I can start looking at getting really heavy in this area, because we can still break out and move up to the upside. So there's one. There's 2. Still in 3. So now, if we don't go anywhere else, I want to take one out there. So there's 1. Another area that I'm going to be looking at is going to be off of the 30-minute chart. I don't know what happened to my area of value here. You love it, this edition? This is getting famous? Oh, you're hilarious. I appreciate it. Let's see. And then, of course, if we get back up here now, right? Now I have revenue in my favor. That 600 isn't such a bad number to see. I can hold that, which means that a 600 is above here. I can get in short if we get up here. And now if we get back in here again, I get back in. Because now we have their money that we're playing with. We're no longer holding on to our risk. And then if we come back down, right, now I can target farther areas to make a little bit more than the shorter areas, the closer areas that I made here, because the market is more rotational, wider now. Now I can expect wider stops on the add-ins. I think we can trail it more profit, can come, what's your view? 100%. 100%. Look, right? I'm the idiot behind the microphone. Okay, I'm not the brains of this. Why do you think I kind of want a community? You guys are the brains. You, Just Shorts, you are a hell of a lot smarter than I'm ever going to be. Okay, that's just what it is, right? Let you guys come up with that. Help me with this. Make this better so we can turn around and make more money. All I'm doing right now is thinking about prop firms and thinking about risk and how do I limit my risk as much as possible. But I'm not getting out of all my contracts here on a scalp either. I'm going to hold one down here. I'm looking for my longer time frame. I somehow deleted whatever it was that I was looking for. So now I got to go find it again. Another target for me is going to be, for a longer time frame perspective, will be down here at 711. 731, 711, 20 points. I could do another 20-point target. But then I'm also looking down here at 129. And a 129 runner wouldn't be that bad. But if we come back up here again, I'm entering more contracts, period. Not even going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. And I could put my stop up here now because we can risk the 600 because of the funds that we've locked in. We were at 53.80, we're at 55, so we're almost 200, about $150 in revenue. So if you have a 650 stop and you already have 500, or 650 and you already made 150, 550, you're looking at $500 risk. 450, 500, I can live with that. But here on that target though, right, maybe 15 points more is all it could possibly get. From here, about 10 more. So I'm not too worried about that. I think this was a good target. I think I was a little too close on this one, but I really wanted to limit that risk because I saw that $650 watermark up there and I didn't like that. I'm thinking, okay, if somebody is in with a $1,500 or $2,000 risk, $650 on one position is too much. I need to get out of it. You just grabbed your notes. Beautiful. I love it. Thank you. This is what I love. This is the collaboration, right? This is the collaboration, the reason why we have a community, so we can work together, so everybody has a different perspective, right? We can share those the perspectives. We can utilize people's gifts, their natural talents to put this together. Is this helping anybody? Anybody seeing this as value in terms of adding into the positions like what I'm doing? The reason why I'm not using minis, because a mini would just have to be in one, and one mini we would still be risking $500 to $600 up here, right? Because we can't scale into our areas. But do you see the freedom that I have here to be able to hold some position here, make some revenue, add back into the position, even if it comes up here, being able to add some more because my stop is up here and I'm risking basically the same amount on 5 as I would be the other contracts. And if we come up here and see buyers, I'm not adding. And so now our risk on only 3 all the way up here is only $370 unless I add. Just because we come into this area doesn't mean I'm just adding, just willy-nilly, right? Why? Because buyers are coming up there, it can trade right through. It doesn't mean it's going to stop there. This is why I'm not putting limit orders in there. This is why you don't see me use a lot of limit orders in my trading, because I'm not just trading areas. I'm trading the volume and price within the areas. And you can't do that off of a candlestick. You can't do that off of a wick. You can't do that off the body of a candle. You can only do it with the volume information. Why am I not using delta? Because I don't want to know the aggressive. I already see that here. I already see the icebergs. I want to see where the total volume is strong, where the total volume is weak. I want to see where the buyers and sellers are participating. I mean, think about it. Was there a better place to enter today in this market than where I pinpointed for the entry on this short? The scalps were a little bit more difficult. Why? Because I don't have that area to absolutely lean on. But think of this area right here, though. It's also aligned to the longer time frame. Smaller buyers will come, then we can add. What I'm looking for in this area is some form of rejection or seller acceptance. If buyers just push through the area, I'm not interested. If they don't break this high up here and they come back down with sellers, absolutely I'll add back in, coming back down. But if price just pushes through here, or price pushes and comes in, but buyers are strong and sellers don't come in at all, I'm not going to get back in. Is it possible that it can come back down if I wait for that information? 100%. But I don't want to get into the two contracts too heavily, too quickly, when it can come up here and stop us back out. Another thing that we can do too is we can use this area to add in case it doesn't even come up here. The problem is our entry price drops. Do we want to do that? And that's going to be a smarter individual with math than I am. I have my, don't think for 1 second that I'm questioning my own intelligence, right? I have intelligence just in a different form than other people. I'm really, really good at seeing the big picture. And because I can see the big picture so well, I'm phenomenal at coming up with plans. Now, right here, another reason to add. We just came in, broke these highs, and look at the sellers coming in, and we can't even break the high of this bar. Now we see sellers stepping in here. Price action drops again. Got some buyers coming in. The sellers are still more aggressive at lower prices. What is it going to do? It's probably going to break this low. Another reason to add. I'm not, because it will drop my price. And I don't want to lose my price, because then I then I increase my risk, because my price drops, my risk here widens, and my number of contracts widens as well. I don't like that combination, but if the math matches, we'll do it. Use a calculator to calculate 4 plus 3. I love it. I love it. Now see, right there, right? I'm laughing. I'm watching the stream, right? Or the chat. I'm not paying attention. Price came right up. That was another reason to add, because we don't have strong buyers up here. And I missed a reason to add. So we should be in 4 right now and not 3. That's okay. It happens. This is why when I'm trading live, I have to stay focused. Because when I'm trading live, that's like what you guys were saying, that if this channel's really going to grow, it's going to grow when I start making money and an evaluation. I pass that evaluation and I move into a brokerage account. When that happens, this community is going to explode, because everybody and their brother out there is going to want to follow me. And now the question is going to be, is that what we want for this community? And the community members right now that are in at the core, we're going to have to come in together. We're going to have a meeting, a little powwow get together, and we're going to have to pass the peace pipe around and figure out what we want to do with this community at that point. And you guys are the ones that were here in the beginning. It's you guys that matter in that. I don't know what I'm doing with this long term. I have no idea. This is a pet project, and I'm like, good, this sounds like fun. Let's try it. And I can't even tell you how wildly that successful this is for me. I've grown like almost 100 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. It's huge growth. And I'm so grateful. And it's only because of you guys. It's only because of this community. It's only because you guys are amazing that I'm able to do that. But now the question is, what do we want to do with this? And you give me an intention, I'll create the damn plan to get there. And you guys can tell I put everything I possibly have into a plan. Who else streams in trading like I am? And the amount of time and still have a full-time job. And not coming in here and, doing anything with monetization or anything else. Because for me, it's not about that. Because if I come in here and I do what I know I can do and the skills that I have in the markets, I don't need anything else. Yeah, Just Shorts, I was laughing at that too. That was phenomenal. So in this context, we're not breaking lower. This is something to add into the mix of what we're doing. Do we get out of a position now to limit the risk in case the highs break? Or do we hold the position that we have in 4, looking for lower prices? Because if you come in here and you look at this, buyers are getting aggressive, sellers are not, and we can't even get below the low volume areas right now. Now we're holding on to risk. 510, 550, 450, 400 for a risk. You trade for a really long time, hence I can see the emotions, which is missing in trade recaps. Yeah, exactly. But this is my dedication. And yeah, I get a little silly because I get tired, but that's also a part of the show too, right? It's part of my charm. Well, you guys aren't going to sit here and spend your time watching me if I'm just, Bueller, high volume, price at high volume, talking like a robot in a monotone. Where's the enjoyment out of that? Lull myself to sleep, let alone you guys. It's ridiculous. No, thank you. So it still has to be entertaining, right? And this is no, I don't have a quant mind, but my God, I can absolutely talk to people. I can absolutely entertain people, right? And I know a lot about the psychology of what it means to not just be successful, but live an aligned life. And I think there's a lot of value in that. Thanks, Just Shorts. Appreciate it. That made somebody laugh. Oh man, it's good times. But I love this though. I love this. And it's like, I feel like I'm built for this. And look, 412 now. 412, we're at 53.80. So 53.80, we're at 200 in revenue now. So we're only risking $212 if we get stopped all the way up here on 4. If you talk like that, I will dislike and report your stream. Prath, thank you. Exactly. Yes. But there's streamers out there that do kind of talk like that. It's ridiculous. Now, I got plans. Yo. I have plans. But when it all comes together, you guys were here. You guys came in at the ground floor. You saw value in something that was just getting off the ground. You guys matter to me more than anything else in this project. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting a brand new stream. Thank you for coming in and entertaining me and letting me come in sim for a while as I figure out how to do this in the context of the prop accounts and figure it all out. You know, I haven't proven myself, and here you guys are believing in the concepts of what it is that you're seeing. And I will never, ever, ever take that for granted because it's so meaningful to me that you guys are willing to do that. And the only thing I can think of to show the appreciation to that is we all grow together. Those that want to grow, we're going to grow together. And now we still have 3 on. 42.15, we're up 300, right? It's going to be very difficult at this point in time now to take an expense on this whole trade. You know, we've locked in 200. There's really no reason to take an expense. And now we have one more limit right down here, right below IB. Where's the market going? Probably down here to IB. It's going to come down here and it's going to test these lows over here. These lows right here. Why? Because the market's rotational and we're moving in the direction of the current of the longer time frame. The longer time frame is about ready to break out of its little area here, which is the last bastion of support, and we're probably going to start dropping lower. Now, Prath knows what's going to happen in this market because he trades it. He traded it already and he remembers. But Prath, seriously, just put in terms of your trading this and me trading it, don't compare the two. Give me a grade. Put an A, B, C, D, F in there real quick to give me an idea of how well I am doing in the context of what you wanted to see out of this. Because I can grade myself as a trader. And today I feel like I've done a really good job. I feel like I took that short a little bit too quickly down in here. I feel like I held it for a little bit too long. But I feel like I did a really good job managing it once all that happened. I feel like I did really good on the long side here. I feel like I did really, really good on noticing the short setup. And I think I've done fairly well in managing that short setup, even with the ads, being cognizant of the stop, of the possible expense to us, right? Of the risk. I came to your stream because I saw deep charts. I follow another streamer YouTuber who uses deep charts, and he is one of the top 5 prop firm payout traders. Well, but he is selling course, not giving the sauce. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, and my question is, for you, he's one of the top 5 in all of it. What are his results right now comparatively to mine that you've seen in me? Can we target 29,500? Done. Yes, we can. Wow, you want to go to 29,500 in one day? I'm not questioning you. This is what I'm looking at. 29,500 is 1,500 points below us. Do we really think we're going to hit that in a day? Do you want to run one and we hold overnight? Is that what you're thinking? How do you want to manage this? And if we're holding overnight, who's managing the position in case if it comes down, who's trailing the stop while other people are sleeping? The great thing is we've got Pakistan in here. We got India in here. We've got a Dane in here. Denmark. We have a plethora of individuals already around the world that in a pooled account of some sort, we could manage those positions in that context. But at 29,500 and we're at 30,730 in one day, I don't think we're going to see that kind of drop. Absolutely. Yes, we can. Let me go ahead and put a limit order at 29,500 for you. I got to go find that price first. It's way the hell down here. And we're going to put one right here. Move it to 29,000. Is 29,501 close enough? Is that okay? I really don't know how he trades. He does live trades for a closed community, but he gets consistent payouts. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I'm not too far away from consistent payouts. I can tell you that much right now. I'm probably already there. I just want to make sure I'm there before I get there. And this is the last portion, being able to trade these micros. Of course, I'm not going to get as large of payouts as most of them because I'm on micros and they're on minis. But if I use Blue Sky, I'm going to be able to grow the account in order to be able to do minis while scaling in. And now we're making money. We're making $8,000 to $10,000 a day doing that. If we can hold 4 or 5 contracts. As I'm saying, we might have taken it top entry. Possible. It's possible. I don't know. It's a pretty good entry though. I'll give myself that, right? That much credit. That was a pretty good entry. And then being able to have the wherewithal to add in onto that as well. I'm pretty happy with that. So where do you want to go ahead and put the other 2 targets? Well, the other one. We only have one more for doing the 29,500, but the one that we have now, I think we need to put in the context of day trading, or even like a swing trade. I mean, if you want to, we can put it down here at value area low at 480, 479, 490. So 29,492. That's your 29,500 already. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. I have the same price that you do. My difference is mine's off of value area low. You're looking at something else. The screenshot that you shared is his chart. Okay. All right. And is that for today? Was that the long for today? What day is that? Is that anything associated with today, or is that with a different day? And you want to be able to replicate this. Are those rectangles that he's drawing on the charts himself? It looks like he's picking up the ledges of high volume to me. Where I use low volume, it looks like he's using the ledges of high volume. Because that long today, I had 30,000 is safe. Okay. I had a key on that long today. I wasn't there to get it. I'm going to test that tomorrow. That's what we're going to be replaying tomorrow. I had a lock on that, 100% lock on that long after the big down move today. And that was like the hero trade. That would have been pretty cool to hit. I wasn't here, but it was there. I saw it after the fact, and I first saw it in the long term. I went back to my short term, and there it was. Beautiful, long. Just support resistance, yeah. It's today's, yeah. Did he pick up that long? Oh, this is gold, isn't it? Wait, 75.44. What market is this? What is he trading? He's up 419.50 on the day thus far. What is the average in profit? Do you know? Have you watched him long enough to know what he averages in profit? Because if he's one of the best out there, ES. Okay. Yeah. Yep. 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 Guys, that's my market. ES is my market. This is not my market. Before I came in here and trading live, I'd never traded the NASDAQ before in my life. $100,000, 2 months. Okay. Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well. I may not be able to compete with that in terms of my own my own production. But if I'm looking at $2,000 a day in expectancy, I don't know if I can do that in the micros though. So we might only have like $1,000 in expectancy in the micros. But $1,000 of expectancy in the micros a day, you're only looking at 20,000, so only $40,000 in a month. But I don't need those funds. And so I'm able to put those funds back. If I'm with the right firm, I can put those funds back and use them for more size. What type of size does he trade? Do you know? And the reason why I picked up the Nasdaq is because of the volatility. You know, I can do 2,000 a day on a mini comparatively on one mini comparatively to like $350 a day in the ES. I would need to trade size in the ES, but I've hit the ES with 25 lots before, so trading size in the ES is not a problem to me. Yash goes very aggressive with A plus plus setups with 56 contracts. Sometimes it does copy tradings. Yeah, there we go. Yep. 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 Gotcha. Makes 100%. I understand that completely. Yeah, well, take my strategy and put 25 lots. Even 10 at 350, it's $3,500. You start making $3,500 a day, then you're looking at $70,000 a month. And $350 a contract in the ES is not difficult to do. If it was allowed to trade prop firms, I think I could have earned more. I think so too. That's one thing. That's one of the things that I've thought about is taking this and creating my own prop firm and including the education, including absolutely everything, going from start to finish to funded, and creating it into a program and instead of creating a classroom or um a program itself that you're paying for, right? Um Literally do a prop firm and do exactly what I'm doing right now. Getting filled is my main challenge when copy trading. Okay, Ram, talk to me about that. And getting filled, what's up with that? Like in my country, it lies a gray area. If it was allowed to trade prop firms, I think I could have earned more. Yeah. So well, yes, okay, but, and you're in India, okay? You can't trade the U.S. markets in India. But what if you work for a firm that does? Can you work for a firm that does in your country? Okay. You can legally work for a U.S. company from India as an independent contractor as a 1099. However, you won't fill out a 1099 form. Instead, you'll fill out the company with an IRS form W-8 bin, exactly, which is exactly what Blue Sky is doing. And I think that would work. And I think that would give you access to the U.S. markets. You can trade with Apex Trader funding from India. There you go. It's too expensive. The license is too much. Well, how much is a license? I'm sure taxation is extremely complicated. 100%. Absolutely. All right, Just Shorts. What are we doing here? What are we doing with this trade? We're on to, we have $918 in revenue. We're just holding on to the 2 where we want to, and we're just going to hold this overnight. Is that what we're doing? We can't do that in a prop firm. So why are we doing it here? Again, people are saying that we can trade it, but I want it to be totally legal as I am also a businessman. So my account gets scanned every 6 months. They ask me for even for $3,000. Okay, gotcha. If we need a cash account, need to register LLC and use a U.S. bank account. And exactly, that's exactly what I mean. As a U.S. company, right? Our own prop firm. I create the LLC. I'm already in the States. And I can do it in any state with the best legal logistics. Florida being one, South Dakota being another, and with the W-8, I think you can do that, and it would still be 100% completely legit that way. Prath, what do you think about my trading in this day? You wanted to see it because you wanted to see how I traded it. What do you think? Please do tell the method in Discord would really up for it. What method? For how to be able to trade in India, or my method in terms of what I'm trading or how I trade? Because guys, how I trade, I'm actually I tend to lean on the side of discretionary than I do on, objective signals. Prop firms, yeah. We'll get into that. It's not time yet. Definitely look at Blue Sky though, because Blue Sky with a W-8 through Blue Sky, you should be able to do that prop firm and be just fine in India because you're paying the taxes in the US through the W-8 and then you're still paying the taxes in India. My question is, in India, are you just unable to trade the US markets? Is that an illegal thing to do in India? For an India resident, trading overseas derivatives and leveraged products such as futures and options directly on foreign exchanges like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is generally prohibited. The legality of trading on the CME depends on specific Reserve Bank of India regulations and the type of asset you want to trade. The rule under the Foreign Exchange Management Act, FEMA, and the Liberalized Remittance Scheme, LRS, India residents are not permitted to send funds abroad for margin trading, leveraged products, or derivative transactions in foreign markets. The implication, because CME trading primarily involves futures and options, you cannot legally fund a CME derivatives account from India to trade these contracts. But you're not, because you're not doing the funding. Tony, you can share your PC configuration if possible. NinjaTrader is hanging on my 4-year-old gaming laptop. I'm planning to build PC in 2 weeks. So yeah, I have a gaming computer. I have a computer behind me that I run an FX30 and FX3 on for Sony cameras. It's a 7950 with 64K or 64 gigs of 6200 Crucial RAM, a 5080 Ti video card, with a Taichi motherboard. This one here, that lie in gray area, I pay 30% tax in Bitcoin points. Yeah. So we can do it as long as it's a funded account, and we could do it through our own prop firm. Or you can do it through Blue Sky, which offers a W8 and it's or W8 bin W8, which it sounds like Apex does the same thing. Apex, though, I don't think has any static stops. I think they're all dynamic high watermark for drawdown instead of static. Let me show you what my stats are on this machine. So this machine here, it's not near as good as that machine I'm just talking about behind me. That was a $5,000 machine to build behind me. This is I just got this from iBuyPower. It's a 370 Max gaming Wi-Fi, so I'm still working with the 870 chipset, but I'm running a Ryzen 7 9800 X3D 8-core processor on it. I do have the 32 gigs instead of 64 on this, and it's still a 5080. So I'm still running a 5080 on this one as well for the graphics. But this machine was only like $2,500 to build. So nothing crazy. Not legal to trade cash account from India, right? But it's legal to trade with prop firm because we are not trading with our own money. Yep. And that's what I was reading on this, right? Their issue is India funds coming into the United States and funding a brokerage account. But if the funds are held in the U.S., they're not associated with you itself, then you're just fine. And see, and here's the other thing too, right? When we're day trading and we're not getting out of the positions, I have a long setup here. I have 100% a long setup here. And so we could be out of the market with almost 900 in revenue on top of the 200, so 1100, and be long and scalping this long on the upside as well. That's the problem with holding on to your positions and day trading. And this is why. Because when you get a buy signal and you're short, you can't go long at the same time. Not in the same asset. We would have to jump into the ES or the Dow or something along those lines and hold the position over in the NASDAQ. Keep that in mind when you're talking about holding on to these positions. Yeah, you can hold on to them and make a lot of money on this one position. But as a trader in a trading room, what am I supposed to do at that point in time with the individuals I'm teaching? Not legal to, of course, Ram, absolutely. Ask me anything that you want to when it comes to that stuff. I do have a couple Stream Decks, of Stream Deck Plus and a Stream Deck 32 key in front of me as well. I'm running off of a Elgato Facecam 4K here, but if you look back behind me, right here, that's my recording setup for my long form videos and stuff that I do in my shorts. So I have my FX30 here, or my FX3 here, and my FX30 back there, and then my main computer that I do all the recordings on is right down here, and that's the one that has the 79 or the 7950X, I think is what it is, 7590. Yeah, it's the 16 core 32 Threadripper. It's not a Threadripper, but it's a thread desktop. Yeah. That one's nasty. She's quick. But there you go. That's behind the scenes of what it is I have going on over here. And so, and this is also difficult to do too, Shorts, right? Because I'm in this trade now and I don't know how to manage these positions, and I still have revenue that I have to be able to show in here in order for us to really be able to grow, if growth is what we want, right? If we don't, then what we do is we create a private community in Discord. We just get together, and that's as far as this goes. I do have my other work though in Live the Return that I'm trying to do, where I'm really teaching people the intention and how we align action to intention, because that's how we actually change our lives. And nobody in the world is teaching that. Nobody. Yeah, they're teaching, changing habits and different things along those lines, but not like what I'm doing. Talk about this trade, I think we can add some more and target 30,500. Add some more where though? That's the problem. Where do we add more in the context of the actual day trade? I get what you're saying, and I get that you understand where the market high is and that I have a really good entry, but we're not going to know that, right? That's the problem. Like if I did this tomorrow, we're not going to know that that's the high. We've got to treat this like we have zero bias of what's going to happen in the future. I'm still good at trading. Thanks, Prath. I appreciate it. That's the key, right? We can't use these. What I'm doing here is designed for practice, because the practice is what gets you to align your brain. Let's get into that for a second, okay? Neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the wires in our brains that, when they're triggered, they start and they end, and they don't stop, right? They continue. This is why we continually run the same routines in our lives over and over again. And before the age of 25, the environment can change that neuroplasticity. But by the time age 25 happens, the wires harden and the environment stops influencing the wires inside. So it's like there's a plastic that forms and hardens around the actual synapses that fire. Okay? The way to change it after the environment stops influencing it is us. We have to be active participants to change it. And if we aren't, then we stay in our same routines our whole life. This is why it's very difficult. You hear the term, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Because by the time you're 25, the brain, the brain doesn't feel like, the central nervous system doesn't feel like it needs the environment anymore to influence it, to be able to determine or predict your future behavior, regardless of what's happening around you. It feels like it can pretty much predict almost anything that can happen. That's why the brain utilizes neuroplasticity. So now it can run as a very efficient unit with very little change. And the central nervous system, when it comes to thinking and acting and what signals it's giving to the body to act, doesn't take a lot of energy now. You mark PD, POC, Val, value low, value high, 100%. And I usually do that too. And not in the session profile. The reason why I don't use the session profile is because that's developing. And yeah, if I do a custom profile, it's still developing too, right? But if I draw a custom profile here, it's not going to adjust as much as the developing. But my value area low here has already been hit. So what I would be looking for is VPOC, but VPOC is already above us. So the only place that I can really go for is a 29,495, but that's not going to be hit in one day. So then we can go to the actual daily profile, right? And look, we're already trading below value area low. We're in unfair lows already in that time frame. Well, we have the ones above us, but we gapped, right? And now we have this one here. So the only place I can really target on a day trade right now to hold is down here at 615. And even 615, we've already touched and hit. So it's fully doable. We could hit that today. Oh, got you. That's you're using that information and those levels. Gotcha. That makes sense. And I don't, and the only reason being is because I don't usually take trades within value. Because I'm expecting rotation, and rotation could cause tight ranges sometimes, and you try to trade those tight ranges and you just get stopped out. And that's where you take your max expense days. I don't think I will be trading at your age, sitting in front of a computer. I'll be in Thailand at some sugar daddy in my retirement. That's awesome. I love it. Well, that was kind of my plan until I got divorced and I absolutely, literally lost everything. So, I have to start over. And that idea almost killed me. But then I decided that I was going to live with that idea, and now here I am. So, yeah. Life happens. Life happens. Something to ponder about. And if we go down here to 610s, we're right here already at these lows. So I don't know. We need to come up with something though, because I should be long in here. And then I wouldn't necessarily have a place to go short until we broke back down through here. But what's the difference if we hold on to the short and not go long here? We would actually make more money in this context without going long. Unless this breaks up right now and we scalped here and then we scalp here. But not here. We enter again here. So the question is, does a day become rotational? That's the question. Damn it. If I catch a trend and want to add it to my position, I use anchored VWAP as a safe bet. Yes, 100% Ram. That is such a great idea. And I don't have VWAP, but yes, adding into positions with VWAP, that's one of the strongest benefits to VWAP. I don't necessarily like entering positions around VWAP, but adding to positions, yes. This might be too quick. And we probably want to smooth it out, but I want to put it on the chart and just see what it looks like. And I don't even see anything right now. Well, shoot. Bang. Oh, Tony, why not take live and morning when market open, that time market volatile and give good opportunity. Um I was in there this morning. Was there a particular day that you're talking about there, right? Was it today? Was it a previous day? Oh, well, that's gross. What did I just do? Ew. Just might be on a too fast of a time frame, but I don't like how their VWAP is done at all. I would love to answer your question right, but I'm just not sure um what you're referring to in that. Why is it so broken? Oh, I'm gonna have to play with this. Yeah, anchored VWAP to session. I completely agree with you. I don't see that option on this platform. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just don't see it. Let's try daily. Go back to standard deviation. Daily's not going to work either because we don't have the envelope. And for adding, I need the envelope of the wider bands for the add, not just the center. Maybe drop this down to 7. It's a little closer, but still, God, that's ugly. Like really ugly. Maybe not on this time frame. Maybe put it on a 30-minute. Maybe we have a 15 or a 5. Let's see. Let's try a 7 first. Just trying to smooth it out a little bit. I don't even see it plotting. And for ads in here, this is not going to be helpful the way that this is plotting it and the parameters that I have. There's no way of making adjustments to it. Did Right Explain leave us? Rude. Well, I'll have to work on that. I'll have to work on that later. We'll see what we can do. And I'll see what I can do about plotting it over here as well. And then get back here. Bring this back down. And now we're starting to come down and test the lows. We're already back below where my target would have been at 612. So I don't know. We're gonna have to work on this a little bit, because I'm not gonna be able to hold positions overnight. I'm not gonna be able to use this wide of a target, and we're going to need to be out of these positions at some point in time. For all of those purposes. We were only in 5 today. Our max risk was 650. We got out of that risk pretty quickly. That dropped us down to a risk of right around 500, but then we were only in 4 after those 5. We got back out of those 2 pretty quickly, one of them pretty quickly. We're holding 2. We're up 900 right now. We were at 5380. We're at 4, so we're up 400, up another 9, $1,300 just trading a 5 lot and taking a pretty big risk in a micro as well with just 1. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking that this is a pretty good day. I don't know how much better I could have traded this day. For a practice day, I think that this practice run here went really well. And right, Explain, I wish I could help you more on in what you're talking about. If you're still here, somebody put the Discord command in there, please. ! Discord. That way we can get the information to write, and maybe that will help them and we can walk through this. I don't know what to do with this position right now, Shorts, because I'm in it. I need to get out of it at some point in time, because I do need to go over to, I need to end the stream here. So I have to go over to Discord and answer a couple questions that people have. And so I'm going to have to do that. Thank you, Prath. I appreciate it. So I'm going to have to do that. And then my family leaves tomorrow for vacation. I'm staying here so I can work on this. But I need to spend some time with the fam tonight, because they will be gone for about a week. And then leaving again the week that they get back, they're leaving again that weekend to Florida. So I should probably spend some time with them before they leave. And I'm looking at this right now. If we get momentum here, I wouldn't mind trailing a stop and getting myself out of this position here. We're below the target of what I was looking at anyhow. I'm looking at a continuation expansion to the downside. But this would not be a bad place to just come in, place a stop right here in this area, and trail this down, looking for a little bit of a wider move, being up $1,100 in 2 micros. Prath, how did I do in that session? What do you think? $1,600 on the day, trading micros instead of minis, and it's a trend day. Tony will be dating with NQ when the family takes a vacation. Exactly, 100% I will be. Yes. I might even put a couple of mountains on my screen. Be a good time to go to Thailand. Prath, you're so funny. I love it. Any questions? 7K is great. I don't think in Thailand it's even going to take 7K, is it? Any questions, any comments, any concerns? Anything that I can be doing to make this better? Anything that I could be doing that you guys think that I could be making my trading better? Other than getting out of sim and going live, and I've got a plan for that. Today was awesome day, green day. Yeah, Ram it was. You know, here's the thing, right? In my cash account, and the way I trade in my cash account is completely different than what I'm going to be able to do in the prop accounts. I'll take an $8,000 drawdown in my cash account without using stops. The reason why I've been down the last few sessions that we've been doing is I'm trying to put stops in. I'm trying to limit expenses, right? Because we're going to be on prop accounts and completely different than trading cash. And so I've got to practice that, right? And I think today was a really good day in practicing that, of being able to scale into the positions, see what the risk was. The risk is a little bit too wide of what I want to be able to do in a prop account for individuals that are, you know, inevitably following me, right? I can't stop that from happening. And so they're going to. And so a $650 risk is a little bit too wide. So I limited that and then got back into positions again. And by the time I had that revenue and my next size, now the risk is only about 400, which makes a lot more sense. The London session, I'm doing extremely well in. The US session, I'm holding my own, I think. But these practices, they're helping me develop into that. So I think it's going well. I just want to check in with you guys and see what you guys think, because we have a tendency sometimes to under criticize our own performance in environments like this. And I just want to make sure that I'm not clouding my own judgment through this process. And so Ram, Prath, Shorts, Maddie, you're probably not here. You're probably out, having a good time someplace. I know I would be if I was you. And anybody else listening in, these are the only people that are talking in chat. I don't want to miss anybody. You guys are here in the core, right? Supporting me in the very, 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 very beginning. And it means a lot to me. Your guys' opinions means a lot to me in that, because I still have a show that I need to produce. I still have a level of entertainment, and I still have to perform as a trader as well in a way that's going to be helpful and beneficial to you. And what do you give me in return? You guys are spending your time, your precious, valuable time, spending it here watching me. And I don't take that lightly. And the last thing I want to do is waste anybody's time. So feedback, please. If you don't want to do the feedback here in chat, definitely, if you will, give it to me in Discord, and we will go from there. But with that in mind, if there's nothing else, there's no other questions, Right Explain, I wish that I could have done a better job of answering your question. If you can, jump into Discord or leave a comment in this video, and I will definitely get back to it. I will stay on for a couple more minutes and just to see if you guys have anything else that you want to add. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Ram. And I absolutely agree with the additions or adding contracts in the um VWAP. I really, really do love that idea. I can also do the same thing too in the context of what I like to look for. There's that one up there, of course. There's this one right here, this one right there. To me, that would be a reason to add. This can be a reason to add on the test. This one because it's the high, this one because it's mid bar. And I could see a reason to add here as well. My issue with adding is after it's gone in your direction, I'm lowering my entry price. Hey, Prath, you have a good one. Enjoy. Thank you for being here. Truly appreciate you. I'm lowering my entry price. And when I lower my entry price, is it still viable to enter into these positions as well? Because this would have given me 3 more ads. Now I'm in up here, and then I add 3 more contracts down here. Let's say 1 for each one of these, or even 2, right? I'm scaling into this area, and it only goes another 40 points. So I don't know. I gotta wrap my head around that. I used to do a lot of I used to be all in and scaled out is how I used to trade, right? And so I'm really good at scaling out, but it's the adding to the positions because I was all in. This is the first time in my trading career that I've actually scaled into positions like this. I didn't do this before. I was all in. So it's unique for me. I feel like actually I'm learning it quite rapidly because this is the first time that I've actually done it. But I realized I was going to need to do this if I'm going to work the prop stuff. So there it is. All right, everyone. Ram, thank you so much for that screenshot. I'm going to see if I can't get excuse me, sorry about that. I'm going to see if I can't get VWAP to work and look at that as an option for adding as well. And on that note, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate you and your time. And I appreciate all the support. If you got anything out of this video, you found it helpful, ask that you like the video, if you wouldn't mind, please. And if you got something, really got something out of it, it was kind of profound for you, think about subscribing. That way you'll never miss out on another video again. And if you're feeling really generous, leave a comment. And these are things that the algorithm picks up on, and it helps out small channels like mine. And I really want to let you know that I truly appreciate you watching this channel, my information, and I hope it helps. And until then, no, I'll save that one for later. Well, yeah, everybody's gone anyhow. You guys have a good one. Ram, you enjoy. I was going to add something there at the very end, but no, I'll leave that little tidbit of information for later. But yes, until next time, be safe, be kind, and know that you too are loved. Enjoy, everyone.